Have you ever wondered what it would take to make amends for an unspeakable act? Let's delve into a tale from the pantheon of Greek mythology, where we meet Hercules, a character of unparalleled strength and courage, yet also a victim of a cruel curse. Hercules, known to many as Hercules, was not just a man, but a demigod. His father was none other than Zeus, the king of all gods. But this divine lineage did not secure a peaceful life for our hero. Instead, it incurred the eternal wrath of Hera, Zeus's wife. Jealous and vengeful, Hera sought to make Heracles' life a living nightmare. And so, she struck Heracles with a madness. In the throes of this insanity, fueled by a divine curse, Heracles committed the unthinkable. He murdered his wife and children. When the fog of madness lifted, and Heracles was left to confront the horror of his deeds, he was consumed by guilt and despair. In his quest for redemption, Heracles turned to the Oracle of Delphi, seeking a way to atone for his sins. The Oracle, speaking for Apollo, the god of truth, gave Heracles a formidable task. He was to serve King Eurystheus for 12 years, performing whatever labors the king deemed fit. The labors were not mere chores, they were near impossible tasks, designed to test Heracles' strength, courage, and wit. Slaying monstrous beasts, capturing mythical creatures, and even journeying to the underworld, these were the labors that Heracles was commanded to perform. Each labor was more daunting than the last, a seemingly insurmountable challenge. But if Heracles could complete these tasks, he would not only atone for his sins, but also achieve immortality, joining the pantheon of gods he was born into. The stage was set for Heracles to embark on his path to redemption, a journey fraught with danger and mythical creatures. The trials of Heracles remind us that even the mightiest among us can fall, but they also show us the power of redemption, of the strength and courage it takes to rise again. Could you slay a lion with your bare hands or clean a stable in a single day? For Heracles, these were but the first of his trials. The first labor saw Heracles pit against the Nemean lion. This beast was no ordinary feline, its hide impervious to mortal weapons. Heracles, undeterred, wrestled the lion with his bare hands, eventually strangling it to death. He then skinned it using its own claw, making its hide his iconic garment and shield. Next, he was tasked to slay the Lernaean Hydra, a serpentine water monster with numerous heads. Each time Heracles decapitated one, two more sprouted in its place. With the aid of his nephew Iolaus, he was able to cauterize each wound as he cut, preventing the heads from regrowing and thus vanquishing the beast. Labor 3 led Heracles to the Stymphalian birds, man-eating creatures with beaks of bronze and sharp metallic feathers they could launch at their victims. With a little divine assistance from Athena, Heracles scared the birds into flight and shot them down with his arrows. The fourth labor was a test of endurance rather than strength. Heracles was to capture the golden hind of Artemis, a creature so swift it could outrun an arrow. For a whole year, Heracles pursued the hind across Greece, finally capturing it without bringing harm. In his fifth labor, Heracles was to capture the Erymanthian boar, a monstrous creature ravaging the region of Erymanthos. After chasing the boar through thick snow, Heracles managed to tire it out before capturing it. Finally, the sixth labor, often considered the most demeaning, was to clean the Augean stables in a single day. These stables, untouched for decades, housed the largest number of cattle in the country. But Heracles, ever cunning, rerouted 2 rivers to flow through the stables, washing away the filth. Halfway through his journey, Heracles had proven his valor and wit, but the hardest labors were yet to come. Would you dare steal from a god, or venture into the underworld itself? This is precisely what our hero Heracles was tasked with in his final 6 labors. The 7th labor saw Heracles wrangle the fearsome Cretan bull. A beast of immense power and fury, it was no easy task to capture it. Yet Heracles proved his might once again, returning the beast to King Eurystheus. Then came the 8th labor, the mares of Diomedes, 4 man-eating mares, each as wild and untamed as the wind. Heracles, in his unyielding spirit, tamed these beasts, reminding us all of his indomitable will. The 9th labor was a change of pace. Heracles was to obtain the girdle of Hippolyta, the queen of the Amazons. This was not a test of strength but of cunning and diplomacy. He succeeded not through force but through negotiation, showing yet another facet of his heroism. The 10th labor tested Heracles' endurance. He journeyed to the end of the world to steal the cattle of Geryon. This was no mere theft. Heracles had to best a monster with 3 bodies, a herdsman, and a 2-headed dog. But as always, our hero prevailed. In the 11th labor, Heracles reached for the stars, or rather the apples of the Hesperides, hidden in a garden at the edge of the world, guarded by a 100-headed dragon. These golden apples were no ordinary fruit, yet they were no match for our hero. And finally, the 12th and final labor. Heracles was to capture Cerberus, the 3-headed dog guarding the gates of the underworld. This was not just a test of strength, but a journey into the realm of death itself. Yet even here, Heracles triumphed. With the completion of his 12th labor, Heracles had paid his debt and found redemption. But what was the cost? What can we learn from the trials and tribulations of Heracles, you ask? Well, the story of Heracles, or Hercules as he's known in Roman mythology, is a rich tapestry woven with threads of struggle, redemption, and the sheer tenacity of the human spirit. Heracles, the son of Zeus and Alcmene, was cursed by Hera, Zeus's wife, out of jealousy. This curse led Heracles to perform 12 seemingly impossible labors, each one a testament to his strength, wit, and indomitable spirit. From slaying the Nemean lion to capturing Cerberus, the 3-headed hound of Hades, Heracles' journey was fraught with danger and adversity. But it wasn't just about the physical feats. The story of Heracles teaches us about redemption. Despite being driven to madness by Hera's curse, which led him to commit unspeakable acts, Heracles found redemption through his trials. His labors served as his penance, a way to atone for his actions and regain his honor. Heracles' tale also speaks of the struggle against fate. He was a mortal who was constantly at odds with the gods, yet he never backed down. His story is a reminder that, even when the odds are stacked against us, we have the power to shape our own destiny. And then there's the power of human will. Heracles' strength wasn't just physical, it was mental and emotional too. His determination to complete his labors, despite the obstacles thrown his way, is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Even thousands of years later, Heracles' story continues to inspire and captivate us. It's a timeless tale that resonates with anyone who's ever faced hardship or adversity. It's a story that reminds us that, no matter how daunting the task, how insurmountable the odds, we have the power within us to overcome. In the end, the story of Heracles is a testament to the power of redemption and the indomitable spirit of humanity. Even in the face of insurmountable odds, we can rise, we can fight, and we can find our way back to the light.